What about that guy on our fucking chats the other night that were like, we're in a UFC companion chat, and this dude's like over there blasting politics all the time. I was like, this is not the place, buddy.
He said we brought it up, and I was like, no, I'm responding to you.
I know. All right, well, what's up, people? We're freaking live. The Heck Podcast. This is episode 55. I'm John. This is Chris. And as of right now, we're not dead from the coronavirus. Is
not yet.
Not yet.
Brace yourselves.
Yeah, brace yourselves, people.
It's biological warfare at its finest.
Yes, and we will definitely get to that. I feel like we got some random stuff, UFC-wise, to talk about really quick, and then we'll definitely get right to it.
Also, random thing.
Yeah.
We're coming up on our, 2-year?
2 years, yeah, in
2-year
February.
anniversary in February.
And it's been a freaking landslide of random shit, dude.
Right.
There's this big thing on Twitch right now. There's this girl. She was streaming for 30 minutes. And she didn't get like one subscriber. And she's like, are you fucking serious? She was losing it, man. I feel like I'm going to have a moment like that. just.
But it's going to be after 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Like flip my bed over. And break my PlayStation. No one's giving me a sub! What the fuck? And just lose it. That's my game plan.
It might work.
I mean, I'm holding out for it, man. Okay. So I'm going to try to get our chats going up here. It's not really working for me right now. But, here we go. UFC 246. Obviously, it's pretty good. Yeah. Connor knocking out Donald Cerrone in the first freaking round.
40 seconds.
That's
Did
pretty
you see
insane,
that thing
dude.
that I tagged you in that of Chael Sonnen talking about it?
Yes.
He wasn't
He did
there.
call it, dude.
Like, Conor McGregor didn't show up to the arena until after 2 fights into the main event card.
Really?
So
where
you
have been at?
That's what he does. He does that all the time.
Touché.
He shows up whenever he wants.
Yeah.
And it showed him getting wrapped with his suit still on. That's how late he got there.
Yeah.
When it showed him getting his hands wrapped, he still had his suit on.
That's rough, man.
So, like, he probably didn't spend barely an hour in something total in that arena.
Yeah.
Total.
Damn, dude. Because, like, that card was flying
So
fast,
he got in there, got wrapped, got in the octagon, knocked out Donald Cerrone in 40 seconds, and left for the press conference in probably less than an hour.
Yeah.
Like, talk about
sufficient work ethic right there.
I mean,
because, like, all right.
There ain't nobody like him.
No.
There ain't nobody like him.
Dude, the main card in itself, pretty crazy. I mean, it wasn't just as loaded as I would have liked it to have been.
Right.
Like, the Anthony Pettis. That was kind of, for me, he didn't look that great. Anthony Pettis looked pretty rough, in all honesty.
I mean, Ferrero looked awesome.
Yeah, got that submission in the second round. Freaking...
I can't remember. I saw a post that said Ferrero hasn't lost since, 2014.
Oh, damn.
It was, 14 or 15. He hasn't lost a fight since then.
17-2, that's pretty good, man. And especially considering Anthony Pettis was, at the top of his game. He's 22-10.
It was like I was saying during the fights. He needs to pick a weight class, and he needs to freaking just go for it. Because he's been 170, 155, 170, 155, back and forth so much.
It will help your body just to be able to, have that consistency, you know?
Yeah.
Like, should I cut weight? Should I not?
Like, ever since he moved up to 170 out of 155, because he went on that skid.
Yeah.
He looked great at 170.
Yeah.
For a long time. And then every time he moves down 155, he gets fucked over.
Yeah.
And so he's just got to...
That's the truth, man.
He's got to pick a weight class and stick with it and stop doing this. Because his losses are going to be higher than his wins if he keeps up.
Exactly. Easton said 2020 is the one. What do you mean? Is the one what? I mean, it's the year.
I am the one.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a blast from the past. But yeah, dude, Anthony Pettis didn't really look that great, and I agree. I think that maybe the weight cut or just the shock of cutting weight whenever he hasn't been is kind of messing with him. And then
I feel like you just can't do that to yourself. You got to pick something.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, the reason that Conor has been so successful is because whenever he makes a move, he hasn't fought in a while.
Yeah.
So he has time to get his body acclimated to where he's going to be at.
Yeah. Tony versus Khabib. Dude, yes. Adesanya versus Romero. Jones versus Reyes. Holy shit, boys. Yeah, MMA fans are going to have fun this year. That's the freaking truth, dude.
Damn right. This is a good year for fighting.
I've seen that coming. Pettis fell off, and you're right. He needs to choose a weight class. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's got to figure it out. I feel like it's a problem with his coaches too. Like, I mean,
you think like his head coach would be able to, just be like, look, dude, it's obviously not working out. You need to stick with something.
Right. I mean, even like before they become professional, their coaches have to like basically let them know they're ready to become pro from amateur status. So they're always watching you and monitoring your physical fitness and your capabilities, and they're looking out for you. I feel like they're not looking out for Anthony Pettis right now.
And I wonder how much that is his coach or just him, but like either, or I mean, maybe they're like, look, dude, we're not having a lot of luck in this division that we're at. Like, we need to move down. So, and then they just didn't do it healthy. Right. He was in the octagon not long ago, and he just dropped down that weight class. And
it honestly may boil down to when is the last time Anthony Pettis has sat there and said, I'm making a run for the title?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Like, if you're going back and forth, you ain't making a run anywhere.
No, I mean, he's not going to be able to. In lightweight, do you see Anthony Pettis beating people that are in the lightweight right now for the running of the belt? That's a hard division, dude.
Currently, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Well, I mean, he knocked out Stephen Thompson at 170. Like, that is a freaking feather in your cap.
Yeah, stick with
that division.
I don't know. I feel like he just took that loss and he was like, fuck it.
I feel like I feel like the reason that he's doing this is he's just not too sure about fighting the bigger guys at 170. And that messes with him. Like, Masvidal's bigger than him. Usman is way bigger than him. And I think he just can't wrap his mind around fighting him.
I feel like... Okay, so y'all give me your thoughts on this too. But I feel like when Usman and Jorge fight, that's going to be such a different pace for Jorge too. Because a lot of the fighters that he's been fighting right now, like Nate Diaz, that he almost can't even compare that fight. Because that was not like seasoned Nate Diaz. That was like very ring rust, very not looking like... I mean, he just didn't look good.
Nate Diaz has an incredible pace, like
normally, yeah.
But it's two different kind of paces. Like Nate Diaz hits you with everything stand up wise, boxing, like pats, jabs. It's a death by 1,000 cuts with Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
And then you have Usman, who has a wrestling pace that's different.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I feel like with Jorge. And then you could see his stand up, dude. With the last fight they had with Kobe Covington, like, you can see that obviously Usman has really good stand-up. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he's got great wrestling. I feel like...
In my mind, for that matchup, I see Jorge beating him.
You do? I don't know, man. Well, I could see him beating him for sure. Mm-hmm. I could definitely see that happening. I just feel like Usman has a lot more cards in his hand than we're giving him credit for.
I think so as well. But when have you ever seen Usman fight anybody that kicked his legs? Probably nobody.
Yeah.
So I feel like in my mind, Jorge's gonna have a strategy worked out. Because I mean, look at the strategy for Askren.
Dude, he literally that was
strategy
perfect.
for Nate Diaz annihilated him.
Yeah.
He's gonna have some kind of strategy for Usman that's gonna take Usman by surprise. I don't think he's gonna know for sure what to do, but rely on his wrestling.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a good fight though. Like I could see that being a good one. Mm-hmm. But like after the Usman Kobe Covington fight, both fighters in that fight gained a lot of respect for me. So like I just feel like that he's a champion for sure. I just didn't ever give him that credit, you know. Whenever he beat Tyron Woodley, I was just kind of like, Tyron Woodley didn't look like Tyron Woodley.
Tyron Woodley looked awful, but I mean, and Usman looked great in that fight.
He did, yeah.
That was the most
whenever
relentless...
he just kept fucking side shots just continuously up against the cage, I was like, oh my god, no matter who you are, that sucks.
Yeah, that fight was such a grind on Woodley.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
and he beat him at his own game, too. He beat Woodley at his own game.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But,
I'm honestly, like, go ahead.
We'll
get there when we get to the top. We'll get there.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, there's submission at the bantamweight.
I didn't know these guys.
Bantamweight or the heavyweight?
This one.
Yeah, the bantamweight. I don't know. Brian Killier.
Didn't they say he was a good fighter?
Yeah.
Like in this fight, and he was the underdog. This was a night of underdogs.
It was, man. It definitely was.
And I'm bummed that I didn't see that because I would have been betting my ass off.
Dude, for real.
Underdogs usually do me well in the UFC when it comes to betting. But
exactly. George looked good fighting these opponents because they're not his caliber. They are regular. But Usman is a different level. That's what I'm saying, Layla. I feel like...
I'm not going to say that.
Well, I just don't feel like...
These fighters are up to his caliber.
You think?
They just maybe had a bad night. I mean, Nate Diaz fucking beat up Conor McGregor to death. Yeah. I mean, you can go back and look at a lot of... I don't like him.
Yeah.
You can go back and look at a lot of Nate Diaz fights, and he annihilates people.
He is a scrapper. I think he's definitely like... He was, in my opinion, at Jorge's level.
He was in my opinion,
with him
he was
being
at
gone,
a champion level.
Yeah.
In his past.
Yeah, I agree.
But being out of the fight game for that long and then coming in to fight Jorge out of nowhere, it's kind of stupid.
Another question for me is the Darren Till fight, where Jorge knocked out Darren Till. Was that after he had already lost to Tyron Woodley? Was that coming off of that loss? I'm pretty sure it was.
Till?
Yeah, because Till lost to Woodley, then fought Jorge, I think. And if that's the case, that's
probably
the
right.
first loss that Darren Till had was to Tyron Woodley, and then he got knocked out by Tyron.
I don't remember that fight that well at all.
I think he came off of a knockout, and a lot of people, and he had a quick turnaround from fight to fight, and you could see that with even whenever Stipe fought Francis Ngannou, got his face fucked up, and then like. It was a few months later, but his doctors were like, "You probably shouldn't fight." And then he fought DC, and DC like clocked him with that dirty jab, and it knocked him out. Whereas he got caught with that later on, and it had been like a year and a half, and he was like, "All right, I'm."
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, as far as caliber goes, those fighters were up to his caliber for sure, like no doubt. But they probably didn't come in there up to their full potential.
Yeah.
Because of this or that.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you go back to Jorge's history, I mean,
he's definitely fought the
list goes on of the people that he's fought to deserve this. So,
how do you guys feel about the Carlos Diego Ferreira and Gregory Gillespie next? Gregory Gillespie is a badass
fight.
dude. Yeah, I
didn't
like
even
that fight.
think of that. That's a great fight.
Yeah, and they said that you could put it on the Sanyo Romero card. Because, honestly, Ferreira didn't get too messed up in that. He finished it with a submission in the second round, and it didn't look like he was too, in danger that whole fight.
Yeah, he had some incredible grappling skills.
Yeah, now this Maurice, is that how you pronounce his name? Yeah, Green. Dude, he was on The Ultimate Fighter. He did a really good job on there. I think he won one of his first fights, but he was kind of a weird dude, like just his actual personality. But as far as his fighting style, he's pretty good for a heavyweight. But dude, he came in there facing a guy that has been fighting since before that dude was alive. There's look at his freaking record. 58, 13, and 1. Holy shit. That guy has fought more than...
Submission expert. He's known for, and he proved
what was
it.
He submitted 54 of his 58 wins, and now 55.
It's something insane.
That's
like
nuts,
that.
dude. That's insane.
And what did he get him in? He got him in some kind of weird
something. Oh crap!
It was a weird choke or something, right?
It was not a choke. I don't think it was the head arm. I can't remember exactly what that was.
Yeah, it was strange,
but it was nuts.
Yeah.
And then the Holly Holm, Rachel Pennington fight. Not really huge on my list. It was definitely a snore fest. And for Holly Holm, she needs something. She needs something spectacular to happen right now in her career.
The ref let them hold on to each other.
For 4 minutes.
For 4 minutes out of almost each round.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude. It was stupid. So yeah, I don't
like that.
I didn't like it either. But then Conor and Cowboy completely made up for it as far as just craziness. It was only a 40-second fight, but dude, a few things to talk about on that. A lot of people like Nick, he was on the podcast. He was like, "Oh, how much did they pay Cowboy?" And a lot of people have been saying that. Yeah. A lot of people have been saying the same thing. But it's like, dude,
there's no way in hell.
No.
Anyone could ever expect Cowboy to take a fall in a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, picture this. Somebody walking up to Cowboy and saying, "Hey, we're going to give you $100 million. You got to take a dive tonight." Do you really think that
No.
he's going to say yes to that?
I don't think money's a thing for him.
No,
and
not
look,
with
this
his-
is his 50th fight.
Not with his kid watching from the arena. Not with
Grandma
his
there.
grandmother. No, he's not going to do that, ever.
Dude, and I will say this, like, I honestly thought that Herb Dean was going to call a little bit sooner in the fight because there was times where he was just, like, putting his hands up like that, and Conor was going straight through his guard
he was
with a
hitting him
left hand.
right in the temple.
It looked rough. So it was a good call on Herb Dean. I thought maybe if anything he could have done it sooner. And, like, he, coming in, classic cowboy duck right under that left arm. He got caught still with, like, a knee or a hip or something.
No, it was like a weird
Then clinched up.
thigh.
And it wasn't even like a clinch out of like, hey, I'm going to take you down. It was like a clinch out of like, let me grab you and stop you from doing what you're doing. And then Conor just shoulders.
He was probably going to try and set up some knees to the body because Cowboys, he's known for that. Like he'll grab you and then he'll do the knees to the body. And the shoulder strikes.
Dude, that was so... And I feel like a lot of people are talking about it.
They talked about it. It broke his nose with shoulder strikes.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I was watching a fight not too long ago where a guy was up against a cage and dude was getting... The guy on the bottom was getting the piss beat out of him. And then he ended up... the guy that was on top kind of had his head over to the side. The guy on the bottom threw a hammer fist and knocked him out. And it's one of those things, it's like, it's there for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't ever do it. And it's like one of those, why not? Like, why don't they do it? Until you see somebody actually doing that, it doesn't make sense. But Conor, with those shoulders...
That was planned.
Yeah.
Fully planned. Because of the way that he set him up, you know that he trained that in his camp.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they clinched up, it was almost immediate.
He was like,
he put his head into him to keep his head distance, and then he jumped into him.
Dude, that was insane.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And Cowboys, you could tell by his face that he had no idea.
What the fuck? Yeah, dude.
What happened.
And that's one of those things, I don't think that's even, like, sanctioned yet. People don't even have an idea for a rule on can you or can you not throw shoulders. Like, that's not something that they've probably ever talked about.
It's just like foot stomps.
Yeah. But yeah, so like there was that, and then also if you go back and look at that head kick,
the head kick was
that
perfect.
was insane. Conor landed a beautiful head
Cerrone's first.
Yeah,
he blocked it.
He knew that shit was coming.
Came up with his, and it just went right through.
Beautiful head kick, and then as soon as he got him up against the cage, he was relentless and just destroyed him.
I mean, there's not a time in Conor's career where he has gotten someone hurt and not finished them.
Yeah,
as soon as they're hurt, he finishes them easily.
Yeah. Easton said, here's a crazy scenario, boys. Tony versus Khabib happens like it's supposed to in Brooklyn. Tony cuts Khabib open very badly in the fight, and the same doctor stops the fight that stopped the BMF title. That can freaking happen. Yeah. For sure. Because, dude, Tony... If you go back and look...
No doubt that can happen, and probably will.
No doubt that Tony is going to bust Khabib open. Now, if the doctor is there... I mean, the same guy that came out and checked Macy Barber's knee.
You don't do that.
No, like, let's check her knee and make sure she's got mobility. First of all, her freaking ACL was fucked. So if he did check her knee, why is he checking her knee? Like, and why didn't he call a fight then? If he was going to check the knee and see if it was okay, she tore her ACL. So clearly it's not okay. Her knee was fucked. What was the point of looking at it?
I don't know. We said this in the live stream that it's the ESPN bullshit.
Yes, it is. Dude, I
it's
swear.
Causing them to be overcautious of their fighters because they don't fully know the sport, and it's stupid.
Yeah. Layla said, do you think that stoppage to cuts by the doctor is fair win? Like George versus Diaz fight. It should be a DQ, not a win.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say it should be a
not a DQ at
Maybe
all,
like
because Jorge caused the damage.
That is
with
true.
Legal strikes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if it's an illegal thing, like what was the guy's name? Ed Hardy. Is that his name? He's the dude that's kind of newer in the heavyweight division.
Oh yeah.
He did oh shit no! Oh!
Screen.
Screen live for us. Okay, we're good. I don't have it plugged in, so that's what's up. But Ed Hardy, he did an illegal knee on the ground. So, like, obviously that's illegal. But I think they check with the guy before they stop it most of the time, right? Or did they just literally wave it on that one?
I don't know.
But it was a hard knee to that.
Yeah, most of the time. I feel like a lot of times they check, but I don't know.
So
either way, I mean, it was I don't like the stoppage. I don't think it should have been stopped. But since it was stopped, you can look at it and say, he was fucked. Either way.
There's certain fights, like the Cowboy fight.
He would not have came back. There's no way Nate Diaz would have won that fight, period.
No. But, like, if you go back and look at the Cowboy-Tony fight, whenever he blew his nose and his eyes blew up like that, I feel like that was a good stoppage because he could literally not see. His nose was broke. I mean, some people can say, hey, let it keep going, but whenever Cowboy talked about it afterwards, he was like, I couldn't see at all out of this eye, and he was like, this eye was pretty fucked up too.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm glad that they called it.
At the time, he didn't want it to stop.
No, and I was aggravated that they stopped it too, but now listen to Cowboy say it, he was like, dude, I couldn't see anything, and he was beating the shit out of me.
That's one of those situations where you need a doctor in there, and you need to be like, cut me, mate, because that's the only way you could see.
Dude, could you imagine have seen that on pay-per-view? They're just like talking in the corner, and then just blood.
They'd have to do it without anybody seeing.
Yeah, it would look like they're pushing on it, but really they're cutting it.
Like,
yeah, just hide it behind your jacket, cut his eye, and then zip it up, bleed
like
into
blood's going in here. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
It's like you're just changing the oil really
Wipe
quick.
it off.
Dude, but, I mean, so stuff like that, I could see it. Like, I don't think stoppage due to injury is a bad thing, but, like, with shit like, I mean, with the Nate Diaz fight, he was just bleeding. He was cut open, and we've all seen worse cuts. We've all seen bad cuts. The Macy Barber.
We know
you couldn't
how tough.
See because it was in her hairline.
Yeah,
but
everyone knows
bad.
how tough Nate Diaz is. And this guy didn't.
Yeah. And not just that, dude, but if you go back and look at, what is her name? Like, pretty much a model in the UFC. Paige Van Zandt.
Oh, yeah.
Broke her freaking forearm in 2 places. Clean broke it.
Yeah.
Finished that fight, and if I'm not mistaken, she won, right?
She won, yeah.
Won that fight. If the doctor was like, let me take a look at your arm, I'm pretty sure it's broke, and then he stopped the fight, that would have completely changed some shit with her career.
Right.
So I don't feel like injury is a good option.
No, unless it's a clear-cut thing like Anderson Silva breaking his leg in half.
Oh, fuck. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. And I think he was, like, done.
Yeah, or the fighter goes back to their corner and they say, I can't fight anymore.
Yes.
Unless it's that kind of situation. Like, how many times have there been fights where the fighter has broken their hand and then came out and finished the fight?
Yes. Many times. And, what was it? Didn't Forrest Griffin knock somebody out with a broken hand?
Rich Franklin.
When
he had a rematch with Chuck Liddell, he broke his hand and he knocked him out.
Knocked him out with a broke hand. Freaking badass. And then you've got stuff like, even though Thiago Santos, even though he didn't win, he tore his ACL and
he tore everything up.
He tore all the CLs out of his leg.
He ain't got no ligaments.
Yeah,
they're replacing all of his ligaments.
But the fact that he still took that fight made John Jones lose the first few rounds in his career, that he's really significantly lost those rounds, and for a lot of people, he lost that fight. And I mean, if a judge would have stopped that because of injury and stuff, so there's a line. Definitely the doctors in New York need to figure out what's going on and where that line is.
I wish the UFC would quit fucking having events there.
Yeah.
If they know that this shit is going to keep happening.
Especially big ones. Like this dude, Tony and Khabib. If New York Sanction calls that off, people are not going to worry about Khabib jumping the cage. You're going to have to worry about fans jumping into the cage and trying to hurt the freaking doctor. Because the last time that guy just ran out on the BMF belt, like, people were probably throwing shit at that doctor. Everybody was pissed off at that guy. Dana didn't cut a break either, dude. Dana talked that dude and, like, threw him under the bus. So, yes.
Anyways.
Also, yeah, we didn't...
as far as Conor McGregor goes... I'm happy.
Dude's
I'm
back,
beyond happy.
Yeah, me too.
He's been one of my favorite fighters ever since I saw his debut in the UFC. He's done a lot of bullshit that made me lose respect for him.
Yes.
But as a fighter, I still hold him in top regards as one of the best mixed martial artists in the world, period.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at what he's done in the octagon to everybody that he's fought, no matter if he's lost or not,
yeah, he's still done a great job.
He still dominated at least a few rounds in any of those fights. Even whenever he fought Khabib, he wasn't out of that fight.
And like we talked about, if he fought Khabib, like, so say this is the season for him.
If he fights Khabib now, it's going to be a totally different fight.
Well, like, okay, say this is a season, and the end of his season he fights Khabib. he's going to have all that time in the ring with those gloves on. Like, he's got his timing back down. And a lot of the mistakes that he made in the Khabib fight, the first one was just timing. Timing, distance, that left hand wasn't landing.
And this Cowboy fight and Khabib fight are similar because when he fought Khabib, he had been off for 2 years almost. Mm-hmm. Came back and didn't even look like himself.
Yeah.
Cerrone fight, 18 months out.
Yep. Dude came out swinging shit.
Came out and he looked better than he has looked in recent years.
He's got to put down that drink, man. He's got to keep that drink down.
I believe that this fight right here is the beginning. It's the showcase of what this year is going to be like for
Conor
McGregor.
Probably in the UFC too, man. I'm hoping so.
And I fully believe that Conor McGregor is capable of beating anybody in that welterweight division. I don't care how big they are. I don't care what you have to say about Conor's size or cardio or their size. When they get into that octagon with Conor, it's going to be it's going to be a fight.
And something I think I even said this during the live stream, but it's kind of a crazy thing to me. Like, all these fighters are like fighting for legacy, fighting because they got a family, they got to feed them, and you'll even hear people talking about like, well, the UFC doesn't pay us if we don't fight. Like, I can't afford not to fight. And like Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz talked about that a lot. Like, they can't afford to retire because they didn't get paid enough and stuff. And so Jody just texted me back, by the way, about that box of meat. God dang it. People, stop coming to my door trying to sell me meat because I'm going to buy it and get in trouble. But either way, so like, I just feel like, where was I going with that? What was I saying? I'm sorry. Totally distracted by this box of meat now. Dang it.
Welterweight Conor? That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Now I've totally lost it. Got this box of meat on my mind. Oh, God. People, help me out. What were we just talking about? I know we were talking about Conor McGregor and...
I lost it, too.
Yeah, because the box of meat. Dude, this guy knocked on my door right before Chris got here. He was like, hey, I'm selling meat in your area if you'd like to buy some. Tried to sell it to me for like $500 for a box. Then it went down to like $340 to a box. And then it went down to $190. So I was like, oh! So I bought it. You said Conor versus Masvidal. Next is the one. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, we've seen the movie before. Oh, okay. Yes, I know exactly where I was going with this. The fact of the matter is, so all these fighters that are saying, hey, you know, financially I can't afford not to fight. Conor is on a totally another plane. Like, he's worth $200 million, and no other fighter in the UFC history can say that. Like,
come close.
He's not, like, financially is one thing, but also just the flexibility of scheduling, the freaking, like, being able to hire the best of everything. Like, this guy legit could be like the billion-dollar fighter in the sense that anything he wants to do, he has the financial freedom to do it. He can train with the best fighters. He can eat from the best nutritionalist, whatever. So if there was like, and he was already a freaking badass fighter before he had all this money. So, dude, literally, if he just doesn't throw his life away by like these sexual allegations and beating up old men in bars, that guy could do whatever the fuck he wants.
You can tell a stark difference in where he was before this fight and where he is now. He was in that octagon hugging Donald Cerrone's grandmother and like showing so much respect to his family. And the old Conor would have never been that way.
That's true.
I feel like he's in a different mindset, and it's just very good. It's
in
just
a better mindset. And at the end of his sorry, this thing keeps going off, but at the end of his octagon interview, he didn't hold back. He's still talking shit. So like, even though he was very respectful to Cowboy, I think he liked Cowboy. He's just talking shit to everybody.
Anybody wants it, they can get it.
I love it, dude. So that just shows me like Conor's not gone. He's not a different dude or anything.
He's gonna do very well, I believe. And the craziest part about it is, like you were saying, he has all this money, and that is probably what fucked him up before.
Yeah, he didn't know how to deal with it
because he didn't have the harsh reality of if I don't fight, I don't get to eat. He didn't have that like hunger in him.
And yeah, not just that too, but he said a really small comment, but I think it meant a lot more than what he was just like casually saying. But he said, I broke the game before I was 30. And like for a lot of people, you've got like this massive goal in front of you. Like we just had a small goal of let's become Twitch affiliated, right? Let's do it within a week. Fucking did it.
Mm-hmm.
But like smashed it. We'll get to that in a minute. But the cool thing about like with Conor and what he did and what he's saying, I broke the game before I was 30 is like, dude, can you imagine being that young, having a huge goal in your head that's like kind of unattainable, maybe you can see it, and then all of a sudden you're fighting for $100 million in a boxing match, which before that had never been heard of. Like no UFC fighter had gone over to the boxing world, fought on such a huge stage, probably one of the most watched fighting events of all time, and like he did that before he was 30,
right?
And like that's Everest. What do you do after Mount Everest? Like what other mountain do you climb? So I feel like that's kind of what he was saying. Like not only did he have all this money now, but he lost his sense of like a goal. You have to have more. Even if you accomplish the unaccomplishable, you have to have your next.
Right.
Like, what do I do next? And he didn't have that.
And I think that this 170-pound division has given him that.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, there's so many good matchups you can make there. Jorge, Usman, Covington. You can make so many good matchups at 170.
And and I think now, too, like, I saw freaking Uncle, what's his name? Bad Guy Inc.
Chael?
Uncle Chael. He said, he was like, Conor's coming after something that money can't buy him, and that's respect. He's lost a lot of respect with the freaking fights that he's coming off those losses, and people even
his
give him
outside of the octagon.
Yeah, so he wants respect back. He can't buy that, so he needs to come back in here and show it, and that gives him something to fight for.
Chael did a good comparison between McGregor and Mayweather, though.
Yeah,
he said, "Look at Floyd Mayweather. He's had all this money for all those years, and every time he goes into the ring to fight, he fights like he doesn't have that money."
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, you have to get yourself into that mindset.
Exactly.
And so I think that that's what Conor has finally done.
I think that's a great way to look at it, man. Easton said, first of all, so Layla said, we've seen the movie before. Strikers aren't good with Khabib. He dominates them, wins every round. That's why I think Tony is a good match for Khabib. And then Easton said Tony isn't a striker. He can literally cut Khabib open from the bottom or anywhere. Tony is fully rounded mixed martial artist. Well, Layla actually said she thinks that is a good matchup for Khabib.
Yeah,
so I feel like
Khabib's gonna be taking down like a freaking porcupine in a way.
Exactly.
Like
yes.
He's gonna take him down, and he'll probably get on top of him. But Khabib has the capabilities to cut him from the bottom. He can even knock him out from the bottom.
Yes, and that's the scary thing for Khabib.
We've said this a million times before, but he's the only fighter in the UFC to ever have an upkick knockout.
And I feel like, I don't know, man. I think that right now, where Conor was after he had just had that, like, his biggest fights, I feel like that's where Khabib is right now. He's kind of like in this celebrity status. I've got more money now that I know what to do with type things and all this, like, I feel like that's where he's at right now, and I feel like Tony is hungry for that freaking belt that was stripped from him.
Yeah. I feel like, I fully believe that Tony's going to come in there and annihilate Khabib.
I think so, too.
In every way possible.
And I don't doubt that Khabib's going to be able to get him to the ground, and a lot of, like, we were talking about, just these, like, fair weather fans of UFC fights might see that and be like, oh, God, Tony's fucked now, but we know Tony's going to shine right there, man. And I think Khabib's not going to know what to do because, I've seen, like, Khabib does this thing where he kind of uses everything. So he uses his feet to sweep your legs, and he'll also have wrist control. So he's got wrist control. He's trying to work your legs out, but you still got Tony's other arm. So no matter what you're doing, Tony's going to try to hurt you.
Right.
I'm excited to see how it works, man. I know that he's going to have really good wrist control on Tony. Probably going to take out one of his weapons, but
you know that every bit of training that Tony is doing is revolving around what happens when I get taken down.
Exactly.
Because if you know that you're going to get taken down, what do you do when you're in that position?
Yeah.
You've got to know what to do. And that's what
Tony
a lot of
is
fighters...
an expert at that.
Yeah, that's what a lot of fighters don't train. Because they don't ever want to end up in that position to begin with.
Yep.
But if you train for what happens when you end up in that position, you probably will do a little bit better than just be like, oh, God.
I'm just excited to see him hopefully coming back. And then, all right, Easton said, how do you guys feel about Ceruto fighting Aldo other than Yan, Sterling, or Sengi? I don't know.
I feel like I don't give a fuck what Cejudo does, because I hate that guy.
I don't like him either, dude. And
I just want somebody to beat him, take his belt, and him become irrelevant.
Yes. Look, if we go up a couple of events, hold up, give me one moment here. It's somewhere in here.
Personally, I don't think Aldo's going to beat him, because Cejudo is just a very, very, very good wrestler.
I agree. I don't think that Aldo's going to beat him either. I would like to see Aldo beat him and return to his former glory, but I don't see that happening.
I believe Aldo does better whenever he's the aggressor, and I don't think Cejudo's going to let that happen.
No, but the thing is this. Here's where, if Cejudo had any respect for me, he totally diminished it. Not saying that he did have a lot, but after he beat the last guy, and who did he beat just not too long ago? His last victory. I was like, okay.
Dillashaw?
No, not Dillashaw. He beat somebody after that.
Oh, Marlon Moraes? Was that right?
After he beat Moraes, I was like, okay, that was pretty good. It's just like me watching Amanda Nunes beat Holly Holm. I was like, okay, not bad. But the fact that he was like the champion of the flyweight division, I'm going to bring the flyweights back. Then he leaves the flyweight belt because Joseph Benavidez is going to smoke his ass.
Yeah.
And he'd already done it twice. He's just backing out, dude.
He was clearly afraid to fight Benavidez again. Because he knew he would lose.
Exactly.
And so he relinquished his title, and those two guys are going to fight for it.
Yes. I feel like that's actually going to be an amazing fight night, man.
Well.
Joseph Benavidez is going to win that title, I think. Freaking Mika Anderson needs a victory versus an undefeated. I mean, she's 4-0, but still undefeated. Mm-hmm. Mickey Gall is going to be fighting. That's going to be awesome.
That's a good matchup.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like that guy. He's a good fighter, but he is kind of a piece of trash.
Shit. Yeah, I agree. But dude, yeah, so there's a lot of really good fights in the UFC.
If anybody wants to know, the Alex Oliveira guy, the reason I don't like him is because I can't remember who he was up against, but Oliveira missed weight by a good amount. Yeah. So it was like a good 5 or 6 pounds. Like,
I remember that. Yeah,
it was enough to make it matter because there's no telling what he walked into the octagon after he missed weight at the weigh-ins. And so he goes in there and smokes the guy, like annihilates his opponent, and then like calls his opponent a bitch and brags about winning the fight. And I'm like, dude, you came in there like freaking 15 pounds heavier than the guy.
Yeah,
how are you gonna do that?
I know, it's just stupid, man. It's disrespectful.
I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't either. Layla said Cejudo is annoying as fuck. The man is scared to fight real contenders. He's really going to fight Aldo, and that's a punk out. And I agree, dude. I think Aldo at that weight looked good in his fight, but like you said, I don't think he's going to be able to be the aggressor there. And Cejudo at that weight looks bigger, especially compared to Aldo at that weight.
Bantam?
Mm-hmm. I mean, Aldo at bantamweight just...
Either way.
Small, man.
All I want to see is Dominic Cruz come back and light Cejudo up, annihilate him, take the bantamweight belt back, and hold it until he retires.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I want to see.
So, if you guys got any other questions about some UFC, hit us up in the chat here, but we're going to move right along to something that's going to probably change the world.
It's changed the world right now.
Yeah, so this is like some breaking news, and you heard it here first type stuff. But, the coronavirus... not as appetizing as it sounds, okay?
Too many beers.
Yes.
Causing viruses.
Causing viruses.
In China, of all places.
I know. What's next? They're going to have like the freaking Budweiser virus? Like, I don't even know.
The Weiser flu?
Yeah. So, the CDC is expected to announce its first U.S. case of the coronavirus. I don't know. Wuhan coronavirus is what it's called?
This virus just came up. Like, I don't even think it's been a week ago that they discovered the first case of this virus.
Do you know what it does to people?
It's pneumonia-like.
Pneumonia-like.
So
that sucks.
A lot of respiratory shit. And 6 people have died already.
Shit in your lungs?
Like, God. 6 people have died. Like, I mean, I don't understand how that happens unless they just get the virus and they don't seek medical attention and they just, like, cough themselves to death or something.
Well, I mean... it would just suck to die in a hospital and then people are like, hey, we don't really know what's going on with you. We're going to try to figure it out and die beforehand. You know what I mean? Like, they probably went there. Yes, I was waiting for someone to say Dominic Cruz. They can regain his bantamweight belt.
He's on the hunt. I follow him on Instagram. And a lot of the stuff he posts is making fun of Cejudo. So, he's gunning for that matchup.
I feel like he's going to end up getting it, dude. And I don't know. I think Henry
so.
Cejudo is like so in his head right now, and he's trying to be like the old the legend killer type thing. I don't think he's gonna.
Cejudo has no idea the kind of hurt that Dominic Cruz is gonna put on him. Yeah. No idea.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, dude. So this coronavirus looks pretty nasty. Look out there.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They had the first case came up in China, and they tested it to see if it was any kind of relation to the SARS outbreak, because there's like a couple different like strands of the SARS virus or whatever it is, which I don't even think that came over here, did it?
It didn't.
It was all contained. But this virus is different, and they thought that they had cornered it to this marketplace in Wuhan, China or something.
Yeah,
because the first case was from a man who visited there recently, so they thought maybe he brought it back from visiting there.
Yeah.
And then there was a case from Japan because somebody went and visited their family in Wuhan or something.
Dude, freaking Wuhan.
And then there was a case in Thailand, and now there's a case in Seattle, Washington.
Damn it. So yeah, dude.
And it's from a Chinese person who came to visit family or something. So
I'm scared. I'm about to do a teaching job this summer in Shanghai, and I'm not gonna go if it gets worse. Layla,
get
vaccinated if they have a vaccine for it.
Good mask. They have these new ones now that can actually tell you the contamination that's going on in the air.
No, freaking way, dude.
They debuted them at the CES expo. Like, what is that? Last year, I guess. But it's a really cool mask, and it filters out stuff. Get you a good mask.
Yeah, no joke.
Over there.
And any type of vaccinations that they've got by then. I mean, if the CDC
I would do some research because, I feel like this is biological warfare.
Dude, it could be, man.
I'm gonna be Eddie Bravo here, and I'm gonna go out into the
in the freaking chemtrails.
What does he say? Look it up. Or,
look it up. It's everywhere.
Look into it. Yeah. Look into it. But no, the first case is in Seattle, Washington, and it originated from China. Come on.
That is pretty weird.
They're coming to reap what we've sown. They're
Very
cashing
possible.
in on the tariffs that we just put onto
For
their
real,
shit.
though. They're like, oh, you want to tax us? Are you sure you want to tax us? We've got a lot more people.
I wouldn't put it past them because there's a lot of stuff that have been, they did back in, World War whatever.
Yeah.
That was biological warfare.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's almost like government-wise. And looking at it like this, we're almost checkered. We're checkers. They're chess, in a sense. Because, we've got a 4 to 8 year term president, and that's our government. And since we're so, divided and so, everybody's head's shoved in this ass or this ass, we really can't just, focus on our stuff. And in China, it's, one dude. And until he's dead, that's what you got.
Right.
So, checkers and chess, man. They've got that long road, and
or
we got that
checkers and go, because that's their
true.
national
that
sport,
is their
right?
thing.
And go is said to have however many moves more than chess, so they're thinking way ahead here.
Yeah. All right, one last question, brothers. Who do you guys feel like would be next for Edmund Saibin? What's his name? How do you pronounce his last name? I don't know. He definitely deserves top 10 or even top 5 contender. Him versus Gastelum would be a great opportunity for Edmund. Dude, I do not know why I can't.
I don't know. Who is that guy?
He fought not too long ago.
I would have to see him. I don't know.
We're going to pull it up over here because we don't really have to keep this virus thing up.
Coronavirus, just keep it on your radar. I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be one of those things. They said they're unsure if it spreads through human contact yet. They think it just comes from this specific part of Wuhan that people have visited and brought it back with them. They don't know if it spreads through the air or human contact. So it could be one of those things that you can just get it from a certain type of food or something. So it may not even be that big of a deal, but they're treating it like a big deal because if it is able to be spread by human contact, then it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah. Dude, this kid is 22 years old and he's already kicking ass.
I don't know that guy.
You didn't watch him fight? And
who did he fight last?
Let's see who he fought last. You know what? ESPN actually has pretty good little bios on them now. But yeah, man. I mean, honestly, Gastelum, Gastelum versus anybody right now would be a good fight, dude. Kevin Gastelum.
I love Gastelum.
Me too. I freaking.
He is a phenomenal fighter.
Yeah.
Like his boxing is up to par with the best in the biz.
Ooh, dude, he got a kick knockout in the first round. Nice. So yeah, man. Latest videos. Yeah, I'd love to see that, man. So dude, we definitely watched that fight because it was the Masvidal Diaz fight.
Well, I mean, I don't. It doesn't ring a bell to me.
And we watched him fighting Jones. He's been on some freaking huge cards, man. So yeah, dude, and he's 11-0.
Is that him?
Fuck. Yeah, dude.
Is that Tavares?
Boom,
Ooh.
dude. That was strategic.
Well,
I like that.
Give him to Gastelum. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, so what's he ranked right now then?
The middleweight division needs more, matchups anyways.
I agree, man.
So,
I agree.
Yeah.
They definitely need something better. Here we go, guys. So, on the last little thing of the day. Boom! Last week we talked about this. This week, it has freaking happened, people. We're invited to be in a Twitch affiliate. It happened. We freaking worked our asses off all week long, and it freaking happened.
Yeah.
There was like a goal. I like the way that Twitch uses their platform. They're like, here's the 4 things you need to do to become an affiliate. And we fucking
that is a really awesome way to do stuff. Because it shows you, point blank, the specific things that you need to do to get to where you need to be.
And we freaking knocked it out, man.
I feel like that's what helped you so much.
I know, yeah.
Because you saw it with your eyes and you're like, all right, this is it.
Yeah, exactly. Now I've got like, they just sent us a thing for being a partner. And so now I've got that in mind. Which there's a lot of stuff in that's going to be easy to do. And like you were saying, time's going to make that happen.
That one, to me, it just seems like over the course of, however long, it'll take care of itself. Like as long as we're streaming every day.
Yeah.
Which John's been doing all of the streaming now because I'm in the process of getting ready to move. And then as soon as I move, I'm going to be on there and we're going to like tag team it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man.
Like Road Warriors, freaking Bushwhackers, Hardy Brothers.
Battletoads.
I mean, Double Dragon. Yeah. Any kind of tag team matchups you can ever think of.
It's going to happen. It's going to be awesome. Dude, really quick, so Layla said, what do you guys think about Stylebender versus Romero? Romero's my favorite fighter in the UFC. I hope he wins that belt.
Wow.
I
don't know of many people out there that I've ever heard say Romero is their favorite fighter. Not saying
that
anything
cool.
bad about it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's going to be a good matchup.
He's a great fighter. He's just had some problems recently, and I think it just stems from not getting his injuries taken care of.
Yeah, I can see that.
He comes in there and he's hurt, and he
looks a little stiff.
He won't say anything about it because fighters do that.
Yeah,
I think that. I mean, when is this fight?
It's in a few months. I can't remember.
I still don't think he's recovered from his last one,
dude.
I feel like he needs to take some time off, get his injuries, get himself straightened out, and then because he's old, he's older.
He is older for sure. He's in his 40s. Yeah. But dude, that guy still is ripped like a brick shithouse, man. If he wins the belt, he's gonna kiss Stylebender like he did to Rockhold. Oh, dude, I can see it.
I mean, I'm still not a Stylebender believer.
I've gotten a little bit more on this bandwagon.
Yeah,
than
I like him. I think he's a great fighter, but I'm still not fully convinced that he is as good of a striker as everyone says he is.
No, I don't. All right, dude. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna crack this freaking Lindor chocolates like there's nobody's business. I'm pretty sure it's frozen straight to the core. It did not break, people. Damn it.
The table's like, what are you?
But no, I watched the Joe Rogan podcast with Stylebender on it, got to know him a little bit better, and then after the fight that he had with Gastelum, I mean, that got a little bit more respect for him for sure. Like they just beat the shit out of each other for the whole time. That was an amazing fight. And
I mean, he clearly beat Whitaker like decisively. I was never convinced that Whitaker was that great anyways to begin with. So
I like Whitaker, but I mean, he's just riddled with injuries, man.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, but he didn't heal.
And some shit happened recently. Did you see he was forced out of the fight that he had? At first, he came out and said that he was out due to personal reasons. Mm-hmm. And then he came out and was like, no, the UFC forced me out of this card. So I don't know what happened there, but...
He was probably hurt. I mean, I don't know. I think Romero is an awesome fighter. Mm-hmm. And this matchup is good for him, but I feel like it's too soon. I feel like he should have taken a little more time. I don't know what's wrong, if he's got anything wrong with him or if he's fully healthy. But then again, he is old, so I guess he is older.
He's like, hey,
so he's gotta kind of hurry up. So I get that too. I hope he wins because I would like to see Romero have a belt.
I would love to see that
before he ends up being forced to retire.
Yeah, but I mean, right now, dude, that guy is in better shape than me. He's 10 years at least my senior, and he is just still kicking people's ass. And so that's definitely saying something in itself.
His toughness has never been in question.
Yeah.
His physicality has never been in question. His gas tank has never been in question.
Yeah. And you know what else, too? I'm going to throw this out there. I feel like he already deserves a title because whenever he fought Romero, or whenever he fought freaking...
the second Whittaker fight.
Yes. He won that fight in my book, dude. And I think a lot of people's... You cannot tell me that in the last 2 rounds, he was not beating the shit out of Whittaker. He knocked him down like 3 or 4 times.
Michael Bisping won some decisions that were way worse.
Yes.
Than what happened in the Whittaker-Romero fight.
Dude, that Whittaker-Romero fight.
You can't tell me that Romero, lost that decisively.
Oh, dude, it was so bad.
No.
It was so bad. But, yeah.
Wasn't there... Well, their first one was a draw, right?
I don't remember what happened on the first one. But was it for a title?
Yeah. Who had that one draw that was weird? Oh, that was Woodley and Thompson.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But I'm telling you, dude. I feel like... Yeah, I think Yoel Romero deserves the title, so I'd love to see him win this fight. I don't know if he's going to get it, Stylebender. I feel like after that fight, he definitely...
He's very good, he's very quick, and I feel like Romero is almost a counter-puncher at times.
He is, so yeah, I think he could definitely end up being dirty for him.
This fight might be a little bit of a boring fight, because I feel like Stylebender is more of a counter-puncher.
He can throw some crazy stuff. That's Stylebender name and stuff. They could throw just a fucking leg from behind you somehow, and you're like, what just happened?
What's going on?
Who just hit me with that leg? So
I see Stylebender working the legs, like doing some really hard leg kicks, throwing Romero off balance, and like diminishing his explosive power and ability to close distance. Mm-hmm. I feel like I see him doing that and then just picking them apart, kind of.
Yeah.
Unless Romero can make this a dirty fight, I don't think it's going to go his way. He's got to get up in there, clinch him up, dirty boxing, maybe some takedowns.
Yeah.
That's the only way I see
it. Well,
it.
I mean, too, like, after watching... Whittaker obviously can hit hard, so, Stylebender took the hits from Whittaker, and then on top of that, just that entire Gaslam fight, dude. Just beat the shit out of each other. Yeah. So I feel like he can definitely take a shot.
That fight was fight of the year for 2019. The Gaslam Adesanya fight.
Yeah.
That was fight of the year for 2019.
Yeah, that was a beautiful fight, dude. Beautiful fight. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff going on out there. And if Yoel wins, I would definitely be happy for him. I'll be one of the first guys celebrating, dude. I think that would be huge for him and huge just for, Cuban fighters? Mm-hmm. Would that be the first Cuban title holder?
I mean, I would say so.
I don't know if
many other Cuban fighters that are in the UFC.
I don't either, man. But yeah, that would be huge for him if he definitely wins that. But who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen?
Although I do feel like it's kind of a slap in the face to the guy who just beat Romero.
I know, yeah. And that's just exactly like the freaking Jose Aldo fight. So, that guy, well, I guess a lot of people said that he didn't even win that fight. But watching it, and I was slightly distracted. It was kind of a snooze fest. So I don't really know who won that fight. I can't say that. But, I mean, the judges called it the other way. And also, so... we're probably going to have to wrap this up pretty soon, but if anybody out there is a gamer, we are on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/theheckpodcast. And
we're going to do a name change soon, though.
I know, yeah. Yeah, we're going to change it to, The Heck Gaming or something, and then really just try to, name ourselves The Heck. And then we'll do a podcast, do gaming. We do, commentary for fights and stuff, so might just start trying to change the name just to The Heck. Keep our YouTube channel, The Heck Podcast. And then just start doing more stuff. Because we're going to start doing videos on, tattoos that we get. Mm-hmm. And then we've just got a lot of really a lot of good ideas that I think that we're going to hopefully capitalize on.
The Heck podcast started out as just the podcast, but then me and John we're kind of like entrepreneurs in the way we think.
Yeah.
So we want to turn the Heck into a brand, into like a universal thing that encapsulates everything we're doing.
Yeah. Check out the last little comment. It's pretty funny. Dude, yes. Darren Till, I don't know, man. Darren Till, he needs to get his head back on straight, dude.
I don't like Darren Till, and I never will, because he's a trash-talking piece of shit.
Ooh.
That he doesn't back up any single thing that he says.
Yeah, he definitely talks a lot of shit.
He runs away in every single fight. He barely does any damage, and thinks that he's the greatest fighter in the world.
And that
I want
Stephen
him
Thompson
to get knocked out again. Because he needs it.
Yeah, dude.
He's one of those guys that just doesn't learn to shut his mouth.
Well, whenever he fought Wonder Boy, I felt like that fight, he was just backing up the whole time, and he still won that decision.
His most recent fight, who did he fight recently that he just ran away the whole time?
Yeah.
And the commentators were like, he's so awesome.
Look at how he dodges.
I'm like, what are you looking at?
Yeah. But I don't know, man.
Darren Till, I just want to see him get beat. Anytime he fights, the only reason I'm watching him fight is to see him get his head kicked in.
Yeah. What about you? Boom. Are you a big Darren Till fan? I don't know.
Jared Cannonier. Let's do it, buddy.
Do it.
Get in there and lay him out.
We'll pay. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Don't be surprised if you guys do see some name change stuff going on soon. Like, The Heck is sticking around for sure, but The Heck podcast is probably just going to be exclusive to our YouTube channel. And we also do, like, we've got friends that have bands and that are going to be doing, like, some album releases soon. So hopefully we're going to be doing a lot of, like, more Heck sessions, which is, like, the live music. Mm-hmm. Hope you guys like that. And then
my cousin Isaac.
Yeah.
He's rapping now.
That'll be cool.
And he wants to get on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I told him I was going to wait until he's about to drop an album. Like, he's got I think he has like almost 12 or 13 songs recorded.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a big album drop, and then I told him we can get him on here and
promote it up, man.
Promotion. He's actually doing really well.
Man.
I'm very proud of him. I
That's awesome.
tried to give him, advice because he just turned 20.
Yeah,
so
nice. There you go.
I'm like 12 years older than him.
Yeah.
So, and you and I have been in the business a long time.
Yeah.
Like, of music and stuff, and I was like, dude, I sounded like Michael Scott because I was like, don't ever, for any reason, no matter what, for any reason,
do
anything to anyone. No, I was like, dude, just always be yourself.
Yeah.
I was like, I know that sounds kind of stereotypical thing to say or whatever, but like, no matter who you're around, no matter where you're at, what you're doing in your life, just always be yourself, because there's no point in being anything that you're not to appease anyone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
if you're yourself and you have fans because you're yourself, then you're gonna feel better.
Yeah.
Because they're your fans because they like who you are.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
who you're trying to be. And those are the people you want to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
Because they're around you because of who you are, not because of. You don't have to keep up this act for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. And you feel like the mask is slipping or something like that.
Yeah.
Like if you do start getting... So, like, I don't know. I know whenever I was younger, like, whenever we did Project Darko stuff, we had, like people called me Johnny D or Johnny Darko. I felt like such a dumbass when people actually called me that. But at the time, dude, I just got out of high school. And I was, like, touring and playing music in front of a lot of people and stuff. And I just, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I kind of... got in my own head, got in my own way so much because I kind of like just like latch onto something and I'm like, I have to do this until I succeed. And like, so I feel like that's good advice, man.
Yeah, because like, sure. I don't know how growing up, I was always a weird kid. Like I was just who I was. And it's not that I couldn't fake being someone else or couldn't do this or that. And I mean, obviously, whenever you're in high school, sometimes you try and be other things to get friends because you feel left out, But I owe a lot of it to my cousin Willie because he was himself. And he's, Willie.
Yeah.
He is Willie, and there's no buts about it, always. And I feel like he inspired me to just always be myself, because why would you ever want to fake being anything? Because that provides you with fake friends.
Yeah, exactly.
That don't even care about who you really are. They just care about what you're putting out there.
Yeah. This makes sense, man.
So
good advice, dude.
Be yourself, everyone.
Peoples. Dude, so Layla said, are y'all going to do the heck merch? Probably. I think that'd be cool. We need to get a band camp set up or something. We got cups, dude.
We have mugs.
We got little mugs. Little heck mugs. We've got heck t-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Easton said he's been super humble ever since he lost to Masvidal and beat Gaslam very, very convincingly. Are we talking about Darren Till? No?
I mean, humble as in when he got on the microphone after his last fight and talked about how he beat the dude's ass, but he ran away the whole time. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, and he was like, I'm back.
Yeah, he's like, I'm back, motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't...
And I was like, you ran the whole fight.
Dude, I don't know. But I agree with you. I think, like, just whenever I watched him fight Thompson...
Two different kinds of humble there, I guess.
Yes, but after I watched him fight Thompson, I just, like, kind of wasn't on his train. Not on his hype train. I did like whenever he fought Woodley, and Woodley actually came up to him and his mom, and we were, like, talking to him both. That was really cool backstage, but I don't know.
I can't get behind him because he hasn't done anything that has decisively proved what he's been saying from his mouth.
Yeah.
If he goes out there in his next fight and he knocks the dude's head off and he's talked all this trash for it, then I'll have a little bit of respect for him. But if he goes in there in those fights and he keeps running away and doing all that, just backpedaling the whole time.
I mean, there's a difference between counter strikers and doing that.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of people. Holly Holmes.
I'm not expecting him to go in there and put his face in front of the guy and let the guy beat on him.
Yeah, just be like, right here, hit me first.
But I do expect him to freaking actually fight the guy if he says he's going in there to beat his ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a difference between if you just go in there without trash talking and you do that. Nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah.
But if you talk so much shit and you go in there and run away...
Yeah, it makes no sense.
No respect for me.
No respect. But, yeah, man. Well, I'm about to have to go grab my two little ladies from school. And, yeah, I don't know. You got anything you want to leave them with?
I mean, I don't know. Just personally, recently, like, talking to you and just the way that I feel inside.
Yeah.
I just feel like 2020 is going to be a good year.
It's going to be a badass year, man.
And I don't know if anybody else out there is feeling that way. But if you are, then keep that vibe.
Hell yeah.
Don't lose the vibe that you feel right now that 2020 is going to be a good year. I don't care if it's freaking December 25th, 30th, whatever.
Yeah.
Just keep the same vibe. And if you're not feeling that way, think about stuff in your life that you want to change to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
And if you focus on those goals and you make it your year and you make it happen, then you'll feel better. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just something about the air this year.
It's gonna happen, dude.
Like the way that the Twitch stream started off, and like I'm about to be moving and trying to get, a better career and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's a good year. It's 2020. I mean, 2020. It makes you feel good when you say it. So
I just bought a whole box of meat, guys.
Starting it off right.
Starting off right, dude. But no, I agree, man. And like, I see people like post these memes. It's funny or whatever, but at the same time, it's like supporting a negative energy almost. But like, I've been seeing a lot of people that are like, I'm already a loser in 2020 or something like that. Like 2020 was supposed to be my year and I already fucked it up or something. It's funny, but if you're really thinking like that, you've already fucked yourself this whole year, dude. Like, I'm a huge believer in just like positive energy and like, I'm not like the whole put it out into the universe and it will come to you. I'm not like that, so don't get me mistaken there. But like, I'm saying like, if you're like constantly in your head like, this isn't gonna work, this is gonna fucking suck, I'm gonna suck this up, you're gonna fuck something up. Just allow yourself the like, obviously have those thoughts like what ifs or something, but just go into something full force, man. Knowing that this year you're gonna kick its ass. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I believe that fully. I believe a lot of the stuff that happens to us personally, even physically, mentally, emotionally, it's all psychosomatic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's such thing as a placebo effect when you take a pill that's just a sugar pill.
Okay?
So your mind has full control over what happens with your body.
Yeah.
So if you literally tell yourself in your brain all of this stuff and you force yourself to believe it, it's going to work out for you.
Yes, I totally agree.
You just have to, like, really force it into your brain.
Yeah.
Force it into your body.
Like, dude, the whole thing with us being...
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Nice. Dude, but no, the whole thing with, like, this Twitch affiliate thing, like you talked about, they sent us over, like, this, like, well, before even that, whenever we were talking about doing this, so, like, last Tuesday, I was like, I'm going to start up a Twitch.
Like, called me on the phone and said that, and then that night, didn't you do your first stream that night?
Yeah, I think so. But like, the thing, and, like, so, whenever I'm onto something, like, take this with whatever you're wanting to do and apply it. But, like... I was like, I want to do this Twitch stream. So I think Monday I was like, I want to do this Twitch stream. I'm going to set it up. So Tuesday, I'm like Google searching YouTube videos, like how to be successful at this, how to do this, how to run a successful whatever. And then I found out about like affiliation and like the partnership program. And I was like, well, shit. So I started watching all these different videos. And one guy laid out how to become an affiliate within like a month. And he was like, you have to stream 7 times, so let's break that up. You have to do this and this and this. And so he was like, I feel like it's definitely attainable in a month if you work really hard. And he was like, if you're crazy, you could do it in a week. And I was like, fuck it. I'm crazy. I'm doing it in a week. So, like, I don't know. I looked at it. I was like, that's doable. We've got really good fans and people that support us. So, like, I think that's really what it boiled down to.
That's another thing that is crazy to me because just coming from someone who... It's weird to me when people like support me that I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, dude.
Everybody that's in this chat room right now.
Yeah,
like y'all being here makes me want to keep doing this.
Yeah, dude.
Because like this is as much for y'all as it is for me and John, and I mean, like there's no way I could ever show everyone as much appreciation as I want to. But
yeah.
I mean, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, because, for real, dude. I mean,
really, like, doing this is a dream come true in itself. Mm-hmm. Even though we don't get paid anything to do it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm not saying that we're ever going to do it for money, but if you paid me in beef jerky, I'd do it. I mean, I'll stream every day.
Right. So, but yeah, I mean.
But either way, man, so seriously, 2020 is going to be your year. It's going to be our year. We're going to kick this year's ass, and you just have to set your freaking mind to something and don't let anything get in your way.
If we're ever doing a live stream and you accomplish one of your goals or whatever and you want to freaking tell us about it,
let us know, man.
Because positivity breeds more positivity. Mm-hmm. So anytime we see success, it's going to make us want to be successful and vice versa. Exactly, like everybody. It's it's easier to spread positivity if you just put it out there and get everyone on board.
I totally agree, dude. Well, anyway, guys, so we're going to hop off here, but we'll see y'all next week. And if y'all are on here right now, go to Twitch TV/The Heck Podcast, and you guys can find us on there. And I stream every day, and whenever Chris gets cam up, he's going to start streaming.
Yeah, and even if you don't have the app, it's just it's so easy to set up. I mean, you don't even have to get on there to watch it. All you have to do is just download the app, make a profile name, and then go follow us.
Yeah, it helps us out a lot, man. But you guys take it easy, and holla at us.